Hello, everybody. Are you thinking about what to make for Labor Day? I certainly am. So, today we're going to talk about gut healing, anti inflammatory foods for Labor Day. Something you can enjoy the flavor and the taste, which also lowers inflammation in the body. Does that sound pretty good? Okay, raise your hand if you have if you gotten stressed out past 18 months during COVID. I know I am. And this is the more reason that you have to celebrate the holiday because celebrating together and eating healthy, delicious, anti inflammatory foods, hello there, thanks for joining, is highly important and it's very healing. So, I believe when you're eating delicious gut healing food that lowers inflammation in the body, it's more important than ever before during the COVID. And things are opening up and slowly. It depends on where you live. And South Korea is still struggling when I talk to my mom. But in California, where I live, we're opening things up more slowly and we're seems to be doing okay. Hello. So if you just join in, we're talking about anti-inflammatory delicious food for Labor Day. So if you have any questions, as you have them, just type in or just say hello. Um, and if you, so any questions come up, just type in so I can answer them for you as I go. So while you're here, make sure you download top 3 Korean anti-inflammatory recipes at hungrygopher.com. You can visit my website at hungrygopher.com here. Then you'll see it on the first page. That way you can start your gut healing anti-inflammatory journey right away. So that's how you start. And I have another big announcement for you that I have Korean Gut Healing Masterclass. It's completely free for you. I've been preparing for a couple of months now, and it's so you can find the link to save your seat at the link below in the description box below. It's gonna be super fun, super focused on anti-inflammatory diet with Korean flavors to heal your gut for good. So you can reverse your chronic inflammatory health issues. All right. So, and most people think that with the emails I got and comments I got from you, most of my health and wellness students think that when you're eating anti-inflammatory food, you have to eliminate a lot of food. And they believe that you can't eat a lot of food. And some of it is true, but a lot of it is a myth. Hello there. So people are joining in and type in hello and say where you're from. So I know there's a beautiful people behind this green dot. It's kind of crazy that I talk to green dot every week. So thanks for joining. Thanks for coming to your help. And this is a time that we heal you heal your gut with delicious Korean anti-inflammatory food. All right. So if you just join in, when you have questions, type in as you go. So I want to show you one quick recipe. But before I go in, because one of the biggest myth is that you have to, when you're eating gut healing food, anti-inflammatory food, it's very limited and restricted. So that's a myth. Category of food is important, but quality of food is just as important, if it's not more important. So I'm gonna show you an example so that it's more clear to you. So let me share a screen. So we're gonna talk about barbecue today because we have wonderful Labor Day coming. I love holidays, and that's another good reason to celebrate and make gut healing food together, right? So does anybody like Korean barbecue here? Raise your hand if you do, or type in yes if you do. I love Korean barbecue. I didn't have soy sauce for about 3 years because my food allergies got so bad while I was on anti-inflammatory diet that I had to remove a lot of food, but I'm back on the track again because I learned that after several years, it's a myth, and there's a way you can reverse it. So I'm going to talk about that later. But so this bulgogi here, Korean barbecue. So let me make an example of that. So the key point of eating gut healing food without sacrificing the taste that you love is tweaking the recipe a little bit and upgrade the quality of food. So the upgrading quality might sound a little unclear to you. So let me go over that. So let's see. If you look at it here, so this delicious Korean barbecue recipe, let's look at the what's involved here. So the main thing is beef, right? So beef, if you're eating store-bought beef, that's uh, farm raised, that's not the same beef as the beef that you buy that's grass-fed and organic, because those factory farmed beef mostly GMOs and they don't move around. And moving we are animals, right? And being animated is a way to detox your body. And those poor animals are locked there eating all this GMO stuff that not grass, and they're born to eat grass. So they're eating, they're not supposed to eat. That's one thing that can make animal very sick. So as human, if you're eating something you're not supposed to eat, such as fake food, right? Just read the label of what you're eating so you know what goes in your body, because everything that goes in your body will determine your gut health. So so for this Korean barbecue beef, so buy quality meat. Buy quality meat. It's your investment of buying quality meat, because food pyramids, remember back in school, food pyramids, the higher the veggies and the animals up here, things accumulate on top. So those things, the animals, when you invest in organic, if it's beef, grass-fed beef, that's gonna taste very different. The texture a little bit different. Why? Because they ate different things. So think about that, what that does into your body. Um, so marinate beef, if you eat quality beef and just store-bought factory farmed beef, they're very, very two different species. When you smell the meat, it should smell clean and good. If it's stinky, there's something wrong with the animal. So you don't want to eat that. So when you make this Korean barbecue, well, if you just joined it, make sure you download top 3 Korean anti-inflammatory recipes at hungrygopher.com. And there's a link in the description box below. And if you have questions, type in as they come up so I can answer them for you. So eat the quality meat when you make this Korean bulgogi. And soy sauce. So soy sauce is one of those, some people are allergic, some people are sensitive to soy, and a lot of soy sauce doesn't even have soy in it. So read the label again, make sure you're eating real food. And some soy sauce has wheat in it and some don't. So if you're sensitive to wheat, if you're avoiding wheat, make sure you get gluten-free soy sauce. Also, you can easily substitute this with even fish sauce is a very good alternative. And if you don't have it, just use salt. And it'll be a little bit different. And coconut amino is a good one. So their recipe needs just a little tweak, and quality of the ingredient needs to be upgraded. That way you can eat gut healing food that lower inflammation in the body without sacrificing the flavor that you love. So that's very important. So, and here's sugar here. That can be problematic, especially if you have dysbiosis, meaning you got a lot of yeast in your gut. So any sugar goes in there, your yeast goes crazy, and there's too much of it, because gut health is all about balancing all these little good guys, right? That's why you're eating probiotic, good for you, bacteria, so to balance the good and bad, right? So that's how you get gut healthy. So if sugar is problematic for you, which I avoided for 3.5 years, because the yeast problem can be brain fog and many other way it manifests, and I got fungal problem. So I avoided it. But here's a real cool, juicy sweetness tip for you. You can use a licorice powder. Licorice is a very common herb that used in Asia for medicinal purpose. So I use that a lot, and it's also very gut healing. You can look it up, licorice powder, the benefits of licorice powder on Google, Dr. Google, right? So you're smart, look it up. And also when you add stuff like that, always yin yang, that there are benefits and there's could be some disadvantages. So always balance it out, especially if you're on medicine. So this does not replace medical advice. This age your medical advice because, well, if you're getting the result you want from just taking meds, that's awesome. If you don't, well, there's something missing, right? So that could be the replacement of sugar. And minced garlic, well, garlic is so good for you. As you know, garlic is antifungal and it's antiseptic. So, and it's super flavorful, right? And second, white wine, if you're avoiding alcohol, well, just omit it. It's just that simple. And Asian pear and also fruits are a great way to add sweetness to your meal rather than using refined sugar. If you're avoiding sugar, which is a good thing, but you can use honey. So just tweaking off the recipe will do. And when you tweak the recipe and get this baby going, what you're gonna get is delicious barbecue, which I love, and you'll be very delicious. So if you haven't tried it, try this recipe, and I put the recipe link and which recipe link in the description box below. And if you just have joined, is this helpful to you? Does this make sense? So if it does, type in yes. So if you're thinking about trying anti-inflammatory diet, and if you have tried all kinds of diet, keto, plant-based diet, and antihistamine diet, it's elimination diet, AIP, and if things are not giving the result that you want, that tweak is very, very important. That so one way to tweak it is tweaking the recipes and upgrading the quality of the food. And I'm gonna go in depth about gut healing, healthy gut healing with Korean anti-inflammatory food. Very focused on that as a master class in September, and there's a link in the description box below. That's awesome. Thank you, Josiah. You said it makes sense. That's awesome. Thank you, darling. Well, so in the description box below, so you can sign up to the master class. And honestly, I don't even know when I'm gonna give the master class again, if I'm gonna give it again. I'm gonna download you my 6+ years of experience of the success that I had with anti-inflammatory diet. And there are hidden dangers there. There are hidden dangers such as your food sensitivities are likely to go up if you don't know what you're doing. And I was on that for a couple of years, which wasn't fun. So make sure you join the master class and make sure you download top 3 Korean anti-inflammatory recipes. Top 3 Korean anti-inflammatory recipes at hungrygopher.com. And thanks for watching. And I'll see you next Thursday at 6 p.m.